Annyeong, it's Mikey here, and I'm coming back to you guys with another video on this new channel, Mikey Techs, with a top 5 Hall Effect gaming board video. So this video is going to go through my choices of Hall Effect boards that you can take a look at, and it's going to range from different price ranges. So we're going to have like the really budget range, but I think is still worth grabbing at like under $50, towards like $100, and then all the way going up to even like $200 and more. It's going to range around, and it's going to give you different choices, and I'm going to give you my reasoning behind them. One of the boards in this video is actually going to be one I've never had a video of, and that's just because I never got my chance to get like my hands on it yet. It's still going to be a good board, and I'll give you guys the reasoning behind it as I go through it inside of this video. So please make sure to like and subscribe as I bring you guys more of this type of content and more reviews of different tech. So starting off with my first one to give you guys in this list, and this is going to be the most budget out of the whole list. So this one's sitting at the 44 USD portion, and this is the Pro version of the Mchose A60. Now I would highly suggest getting the Pro over the regular A60. Now if you choose different switches, the price will go up, but I really think the ICE from the list is actually a completely fine switch. It does sound decently, but you do have to lube the switches. They don't actually come really well pre-lubed, so you will have to lube them and then they will sound much better. Overall, this thing is an 8K polling rate keyboard. They do have their own web driver, and the web driver is actually not bad. I was quite surprised and quite thrilled the fact that they had a decent web driver, and you have so many different switch choices, so you can choose different ones, but the Ice Blue is completely fine to use. If you were going to get a different one, I would highly suggest like the TTC Uranus. One of them would be a better choice for if you wanted a little bit of an upgrade. But overall, you do get like your Rappy Snappy on this one. It's a 60% keyboard, so takes up very little room on your desk. And the function key on the bottom right is super useful, just so that you can actually set up the arrow keys like you wanted to, and the software works well. Now this is the reason why I said the Ace Pro is better, because it does give you the 8K, and overall I think that's going to be a much better choice for you. Of course, I'm going to give you guys a sound test, but I'll also link it for you guys so you can check out the full review on my other channel, Mikey Types. Now this is the board that I was mentioning earlier that I wasn't actually able to try myself fully. So I have tried someone else's, like a friend's, and by trying it out I could tell that they did a really good job in terms of building this specific PCB and the board itself. Now the reason why I suggest the Venom is because they have a very well done PCB with the 8K and really fast in terms of like how it actuates, as well as the input latency is much lower. And overall, their software is actually quite well done as well. So as you can see, the demo, which is really cool because not many places actually show you a demo, but they do. They also have, it's called Geon Works, and they actually have their own Hall Effect switches, which like the Raw HE is a very good one that you can take a look at. They did a great job with this. It's very highly customizable. They also offer their own case, so you can actually buy a case from Geon Works, or you can actually go out and change it out to a different specific case, like for example the Tofu 60, which is going to be a lot cheaper. And there's also like different ones, like the Optimum case is supposed to work with this one as well. So there's many different choices of cases and customizability for this one. Of course, at the end of the day, it's going to cost you a little bit more money, so everything total will probably cost you like around the 200 USD portion once you actually fully build it. But it's supposed to be a very good Hall Effect board. And sorry, before I go into the next one, that technically they still are bringing out an RGB version with lighting. Now going to my next choice, and it's not just a choice of specifically like one specific board from this brand. Wooting actually has a lot of different things going for them, and that you would have maybe heard of them. Like a lot of people looking at gaming keyboards would have heard of Wooting, because Wooting was one of the, I would say like the starting companies that did Hall Effect and Rapid Trigger, which really put them on the map, and they do a great job with this. So this is the 80 HE, which is a TKL technically, and this thing is going to be an amazing board to try as well with 8K, and you can choose the different polling rates, which they have an amazing software. I truly love it. They also have a new version coming out, which is a 60V2, and that one is going to be coming out end of this year. So for those that are looking for a smaller size, the 60V2 would be something I'd highly suggest because of the upgraded 8K, and the split spacebar is actually really nice as well. So I actually got to try it myself, and I actually was part of the whole process when they were building this thing. Specifically, the more details and stories will come in the future, which I'm excited to talk about once the board is actually in my hands, the finalized board, which should be very soon. But Wooting does a great job. I know some people aren't a big fan of them because of the price and like everything that you're getting for what you're paying. But to be fair, what Wooting does is they really provide constant support, and they really are a brand that loves what they're doing. Now, this is not something that's like usual. I would say that a lot of bigger brands out there kind of just make something, they will provide some support, and then over time it'll kind of just disappear. But Wooting is a company that just has always loved what they did and constant support even for previous boards. Their 60 HE still has support to this day, and their 80 HE, like whenever there's some kind of mistakes or something, they'll actually communicate with the community and try their best to make some kind of solution or fixes that really help. The biggest thing about Wooting is, yes, I understand there's no macro, and people love to have like their macros, and some people don't like the fact that the software doesn't allow it. But the thing is, if you keep bringing these kind of mentions to them, they will actually end up adding these kind of things into the software. Now, sorry, you might be seeing my screen just pausing there. It's just because I was actually looking forward to a random town in the US so you guys can get US pricing for these, because right now I'm in Canada, and of course it's providing the Canadian prices. But overall, yes, it's not cheap, right? You're looking at like $200, especially when it comes to the 80 HE, and even the 60 V2, I'm assuming will be around the same price. They do have so much customizability. You have to understand that most other brands that are providing all these different switches or cases are really looking at Wooting and making it sure that it fits with a Wooting, because this is going to be more of the more popular stuff. So if you are wanting to go into like more of a customization and get into the hobby, the Wooting would be a very good choice, as well as like the Venom HE. But I would highly suggest looking at a Wooting. Now, at the point where I'd say is like the most worth it for your like value for money and what you're getting is going to be the Neo65 Sonic HE. Now, this is at 125 USD. They have many different colors. They also have like specific kits that you can purchase as well. Now, there's a reason why I would say the Neo is probably the best bang for buck keyboard, and you're gonna get a really good valued board from this at the $125 USD portion. It's because this board is also 8K, has all of the specific things that you need for Hall effect. They also have their own Hall effect switches. They actually have two of them. This one comes with the Nova, which we'll take a look later, but they also have the L Labs T or tie switch, and it's probably one of the better switches that I've seen so far in terms of magnetic switches. They also have like a carbon fiber plate. They do a lot of good foam padding inside. It's a very well built board, and the case itself is probably the best quality case I've seen so far. Like out of all full aluminum case builds, this is probably the best one I've seen. They did an amazing job, especially because the Neo65 is actually a mechanical keyboard case, and they actually ended up making a Hall effect board out of that, which is really cool. But that also means there's something interesting with this board that's possible, is you can actually purchase extra parts of the Neo65, like a PCB, daughter board, and cable, which you will need a new daughter board, and you're going to get like a plate as well. It will cost some money, so you're going to have to spend probably around like the 60-70 USD mark, and then of us shipping this might be more, but you could change it also into mechanical keyboard, and because it's frictionless case, you can easily take apart the board. Now, this is a board that I would say for those who are interested in maybe something a little bit more on the lower profile, something more portable, something very light, something that's thin. This is going to be another choice for you, which is be the NuPhy Air75 HE. Now, the reason why I say the NuPhy 75 HE is a good choice is because I think that they did a great job in terms of making a nice sounding board, and it also works well as a gaming keyboard.
it still has that satisfying, like almost like a thocky typing sound, and the software is actually very nice too. I think NuPhy did a really good job in terms of putting the time in to make a decent software. And the fact was, this is a low profile keyboard, so it's much easier to carry around, especially if you're someone who has a laptop and you game on a laptop. Like, you would actually be able to probably put this on top of your laptop keyboard area and still use it for gaming. Or you could even carry it around if you like to go for different types of maybe gaming events and things. This would be a good board to do, even if you travel a lot. They did a great job with this, and I would say overall, for something that's maybe a low profile, this is definitely one you can take a look at as a choice for a Hall effect low profile board. And of course, I want to give you another choice around this area that's interesting as well. So the NuPhy was like a honorable mention in this list because it's, I would say, an interesting one that's kind of different than most other Hall effect boards that are usually around like the regular keyboard size. The other board I would highly suggest in this for top 5 is going to be the Womier SK75 TMR. Now this is a TMR board, so it's a FR4 plate, which is actually quite nice in terms of the sound and allows you to modify the board quite a bit. It's a hybrid board, so it does 8K, it does everything. The software is kind of mediocre, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I do appreciate the fact that they put in the different profile settings so you can change profiles, and you can actually use mechanical switches in this. So that means that you can use regular switches, or you can use mechanical switches, or you can use both at the same time. Overall, I think this is also a very nice grab for a gaming keyboard. And in general, this list is a top 5 from my own personal choice, which I think if you're looking for a nice gaming keyboard, there's some options here that you can take a look at.
So I hope this video helped you guys to see what Hall effect boards that you can grab depending on your budget, and hopefully type of style you're looking for and type of gaming that you do. Like, my idea is that these videos are going to help you guys get something that you're looking for, especially as we go towards the Christmas season, and that's going to really help kind of figure out what kind of things you're looking for to buy, or look for sales, or even get as gifts or give as gifts. So I'm hoping this video helped you guys. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Go check out my other channel, as I'll have all the full review videos there as well, and come back to you guys with even cooler stuff, especially the MX Master 4, which I've gotten and I'll be doing a review of. So I'll catch you guys next time, and please check out the other videos.